Raising twin daughters alone is no walk in the park. For me, Mark, a graphic designer juggling deadlines and daddy duties, it felt more like a daily marathon. My girls, Lily and Daisy, were my entire world, but they were also a whirlwind of energy that left me utterly exhausted. That's why finding the right babysitter felt like searching for a mythical creature. After a string of mishaps, from a teenager who was more interested in her phone than my kids, to a stern older woman who made my daughters cry, I was at my wit's end. Just when I was about to give up, a new application popped into my inbox. Her name was Amelia. Her resume was, well, a bit sparse. Lover of stories, professional level hide-and-seek player, and certified cookie baker. It read, no formal childcare experience, but there was something about her cover letter that caught my eye. It was warm, genuine, and full of personality. She mentioned she was taking a gap year before college and wanted to do something meaningful. Against my better judgment, I decided to give her a shot. When I opened the door for the interview, I was taken aback. Amelia was young, probably early 20s, with a kind smile and eyes that sparkled with intelligence. She wasn't dressed like a typical student. She wore a simple but elegant outfit that seemed out of place for a babysitting gig. The girls, usually shy with strangers, took to her instantly. Lily, my little artist, proudly showed Amelia her crayon drawings, and Daisy, my budding adventurer, dragged her into the backyard to show off her fort under the oak tree. Amelia didn't just passively watch. She got right down on the floor with them, asking thoughtful questions about their creations, and even suggesting an improvement to the fort's structural integrity. She had a natural, effortless way with them. I offered her the job on the spot, and to my relief, she accepted. Amelia's first day was like a breath of fresh air. I came home from a stressful day at the office to a house that was not only tidy, but filled with the sound of happy laughter. The girls were in the kitchen, wearing tiny aprons, covered in flour, and beaming as they decorated cookies with Amelia. Dinner was already made a simple but delicious pasta dish. It felt like a miracle. For the first time in years, I could actually sit down, take a deep breath, and just enjoy being with my kids without a mountain of chores looming over me. Over the next few weeks, Amelia became an indispensable part of our lives. She wasn't just a babysitter. She was a mentor, a playmate, and a friend. She helped Lily develop her drawing skills, even bringing her a set of professional-grade colored pencils one day. She built elaborate obstacle courses in the backyard with Daisy, encouraging her bravery and problem-solving skills. She even managed to get them to love eating their vegetables, a feat I had long considered impossible. She'd invent stories about power-up broccoli and super-strength spinach, and the girls would gobble it up. But there were little things that made me curious. She'd always arrived in a sleek, black car that would park a block away, and she'd get out and walk the rest of the way. Her phone was the latest model, and once I saw her decline a call from someone listed as Mr. Davenport, a name that rang a bell, but I couldn't quite place. She was also incredibly knowledgeable about business and marketing. One evening, I was venting about a difficult project at work, a branding campaign for a major corporation. Amelia listened intently, and then offered a few casual suggestions. Her insights were brilliant, so sharp and on point that they completely changed my approach. My boss loved my new pitch, and it put me in the running for a big promotion. The mystery deepened a few weeks later. It was the annual family day at my company, a big event held at a fancy country club. I usually skipped it, but with the promotion on the line, my boss insisted I attend. Since it was on a Saturday, I asked Amelia if she could come along to help with the girls. She hesitated for a moment, which was unusual for her, before agreeing. When we arrived, the place was buzzing with corporate executives and their families. My CEO, Mr. Thompson, was a formidable, rarely seen figure, and I knew making a good impression was crucial. As I was nervously trying to keep the girls from causing chaos, Mr. Thompson himself started walking toward us. My heart leaped into my throat, but he wasn't looking at me. His eyes were fixed on Amelia, and his stunned face broke into a wide, warm smile. "Amelia, darling, what are you doing here?" he boomed, pulling her into a hug. My jaw nearly hit the floor. The girls looked just as confused as I was. Amelia's face turned bright red. "Dad, what?" "I'm working," she stammered, shooting me a panicked look. "Dad, my babysitter was the CEO's daughter." The pieces of the puzzle clicked into place. The fancy car, the expensive phone, her business acumen. The name Mr. Davenport on her phone was probably the family's driver. The whole office seemed to freeze. All eyes on Wes. Mr. Thompson looked from his flustered daughter to me and my two wide-eyed girls. He then burst out laughing. "Working! Honey, I told you to take a year off and travel the world. Not become a nanny," he said, his voice full of amusement and affection. Amelia finally found her voice and explained everything. She told her father she was tired of the privileged bubble she lived in. She wanted to do something real, something that mattered, and see the world from a different perspective before she was expected to join the family business. She'd used a different last name on her application and specifically sought out a job where she could make a genuine connection, not one where she'd be treated differently because of her family's wealth. She said she'd fallen in love with our little family and that looking after Lily and Daisy was the most fulfilling thing she had ever done. I was speechless. Here I was, stressing about impressing my CEO, and he was my babysitter's dad. Mr. Thompson looked at me, his expression softening. He said, "Any man who can raise two wonderful girls like this on his own, and whom my daughter clearly respects so much, is someone I want on my team." He then looked at the girls, who were now clinging to Amelia's legs, and it seems my daughter has excellent taste in employers. That Monday, I didn't just get the promotion. I was offered a director-level position, a life-changing opportunity. Amelia, or rather, Amelia Thompson, didn't quit. She insisted on continuing to babysit until she started her business degree in the fall, claiming she couldn't abandon her cookie-baking apprentices. Our arrangement became a strange but wonderful new normal. Sometimes, her dad would drop her off, and he and I would chat about marketing strategies while the girls showed him their latest drawings. Amelia had wanted to experience the real world, and in doing so, she'd completely transformed mine. She taught me that kindness and humility are worth more than any status, and that the most extraordinary people can be found in the most ordinary of places. And as for me, I learned that you should never, ever underestimate the babysitter. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed our story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more.